Ariel's phone won't stop screaming. 47 missed calls. 83 text messages. Notifications flooding in so fast the screen can't keep up. She blinks at it, still half asleep. Brain struggling to process why her phone is having a seizure at 6 a.m. Then she sees her face, her photo, the one from her visa application, spread across 3 different websites she's never heard of. Korean text underneath. She can't read most of it, but she recognizes certain words. Enough words. Scammer. Prostitute. Illegal. Her hands start shaking. Someone recorded a video, her walking down the street, zoomed in, posted with a caption that Google Translate spits out as, "This is the black woman seducing wealthy Korean men for money and citizenship. She targeted Director Kwon. She's dangerous." The video has 40,000 views, posted 6 hours ago. Before we continue, besties, please show some love by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us bring you heartfelt, unforgettable stories every single day. And don't forget to comment your location and the time you're watching. Let's see how far this story of love and fate has traveled across the world. Comments pile up in real time, each one sharper than the last, each one in a language she's still learning. But the hate translates perfectly. Send her back. These women always cause problems. Someone should report her to immigration. Ariel's chest tightens, vision blurring. This isn't real. Can't be real. She didn't do anything. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers without thinking. Heavy breathing on the other end. Then a voice. Male. Speaking broken English. "You should leave Korea before something bad happens." The line goes dead. Ariel drops the phone. It bounces on the floor of the PC bang, the 24-hour internet cafe where she's been sleeping for 3 nights because she has nowhere else to go. The old man behind the counter is staring at her. Eyes, narrow, suspicious. He's seen the posts. She grabs her broken suitcase, runs, doesn't know where she's going, just knows she needs to move, keep moving, disappear before this gets worse. But across the city, in an office that overlooks all of Gangnam, someone else is watching the same posts. Park Seo-jin's jaw is locked so tight his teeth might crack. His security chief stands in the doorway, silent, waiting. "Find him," Seo-jin says, voice quiet, deadly quiet. "Find Director Kwon. Find everyone who shared this. I want names, addresses, everything. Sir, if we move on this, people will ask questions. Let them ask." The security chief nods, leaves. Seo-jin's phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. A photo. Ariel walking down the street, unaware she's being followed. Unaware someone's been watching her since the moment she took his umbrella. The text underneath makes his blood turn to ice. "She's easier to handle than I thought. Thanks for the umbrella. Gave me the perfect excuse to follow her." It's signed with initials, KM Kwon Myung-ho. Seo-jin's hand tightens around his phone, screen cracking under the pressure. Director Kwon just made the last mistake of his life. 12 hours earlier. Rain hammers the sidewalk. Ariel's knees hit concrete. The impact shoots pain up her thighs, but she doesn't register it. Can't. Everything inside her chest just collapsed. The gate is locked. 10 feet away. Black iron. The building behind it, her building for 8 months, glows warm through rain-streaked windows. Someone's cooking. Garlic, sesame oil. Smells like home, except it's not her home anymore. Her suitcase tips beside her. The wheel snaps clean off, bounces twice, rolls into the gutter. She watches it disappear down the drain. Director Kwon's smile is burned into her brain. Yellow teeth, eyes that traveled down her body like hands. "You people always say that." She presses both palms against her mouth. The sound that breaks through is ugly. Raw. The kind that scrapes your throat bloody. Shoulders curling forward, chest heaving, mascara mixing with rainwater, stinging her eyes. Footsteps stop 3 feet in front of her. She doesn't look up. A voice cuts through the rain, low, controlled, speaking Korean. "Why are you sitting in the rain?" She ignores him. The voice switches. English, thick accent, but precise. "You're not bleeding, so why do you look like the world just ended?" Her head snaps up. Vision blurred, but she sees him. Tall, charcoal coat worth more than 3 months' rent. Face all sharp angles. Eyes so dark they look black. Not smiling, not frowning, just watching her like she's an equation he's trying to solve. "Because it kind of did," she snaps. "Now please, go." He doesn't move. Instead, something clicks open above her head. An umbrella. Black. Expensive. The rain stops hitting her face. "You're shaking," he says. Factual, not gentle. "You'll get sick." Ariel stares at him. Men in $1,000 coats don't stop for women in gutters. Not in Gangnam. Not anywhere. "What do you want?" His expression doesn't change. "Nothing." People always want something. He tilts his head, studies her face. Every detail, the scar above her eyebrow, freckles across her nose, the way her lip trembles even though she's fighting it. "Not from you," he says. The words land strange, not comforting, not threatening, just true. Her fingers are numb, white knuckle numb, shoes soaked through, water in her socks, on her skin, everywhere. She stands slowly, legs feeling borrowed, unreliable. He extends the umbrella toward her. She takes it, handle still warm from his grip, wooden, smooth except for one rough patch where varnish wore away. "You should get inside." "I don't have inside." Something flickers across his face. Too fast to name. His jaw tightens. Ariel turns toward the subway entrance. Each step feels like walking through cement. She doesn't look back. Doesn't see him standing motionless in the rain. Doesn't see his hands curl into fists. She disappears down the subway stairs, gripping his umbrella like it might save her. 3 blocks away, Director Kwon watches from his window, pulls out his phone, starts typing the lies that will bury her by morning. The lies that are already spreading, the lies that will make her wake up to a nightmare she can't escape. And somewhere in that umbrella's wooden handle, hidden where she'll never find it, a tracking device pulses, sending her location. Every step she takes, every place she hides. Director Kwon smiles. Now he knows exactly where she goes, exactly when she's alone, exactly when to strike. What's hidden in that umbrella that Ariel doesn't know about yet? Drop your thoughts below. The drunk businessman's hand is halfway up the hostess's skirt when Seojin walks past. He doesn't slow down, doesn't raise his voice, just says 3 words in Korean without looking back. "Remove your hand." The man freezes, recognizes the voice. His hand drops like someone cut the strings. Seojin keeps walking through 7th Heaven, his club, toward his private office. Music pounds through the walls, bass vibrating in his chest. The air smells like expensive whiskey and cheaper desperation. This is his kingdom, built on things people don't ask about. His phone buzzes, security footage notification. He opens it, watches the gate slam shut, watches her stand there, soaked, begging for 7 more days. Watches Director Kwon lean close, say something that makes her face go pale. Seojin's thumb hovers over the screen. He's watched this footage 11 times since last night. 11 times trying to understand why he stopped, why he cared. His security chief enters without knocking, knows better than to wait for permission during emergencies. The posts are spreading. Korean forums, expat groups. Someone sent screenshots to immigration offices. Seojin's jaw locks. Kwon? Has to be. The photos were taken from his building's security. Cameras, angles only he has access to. Seojin stands, moves to the window. Gangnam spreads out below him like a game board. Every building, every street, pieces he controls. Director Kwon thinks he's untouchable because he manages a mid-level apartment complex, because he has connections to minor officials, because he's gotten away with terrorizing foreign women for years. He's about to learn different. I want everything, Seojin says. Bank accounts, properties, mistresses, side businesses, every dirty secret he's buried. I want leverage that makes him beg. The security chief nods. And the girl? Seojin's reflection stares back at him from the window. Cold, controlled. The face he's worn for 15 years. Find her before Kwon does. Put eyes on her. I want to know where she sleeps, where she eats, who approaches her. If Kwon gets within 50 feet, I want to know immediately. Sir, this level of protection will draw attention. Then let it draw attention. The security chief leaves. Seojin pulls out his phone, opens the last message, the one with her photo, the one signed KM. She's easier to handle than I thought. His hand tightens, screen protector cracking under the pressure. Kwon doesn't know who he's threatening. Doesn't know that Park Seojin built his empire by destroying men who hurt people he decided to protect. Doesn't know that umbrella cost $300. Doesn't know Seojin remembers every person who ever looked at him like he was human instead of a weapon. And she looked at him that way. Rain-soaked, broken, desperate. Still looked at him like he mattered. Across the city, Ariel runs through streets that all look the same. Her suitcase banging against her leg. Phone clutched in her shaking hand. 47 missed calls turning into 60. 83 messages turning into hundreds. She doesn't know Park Seojin just declared war. Doesn't know Director Kwon is tracking her every move. Doesn't know the umbrella she's still carrying. Holds secrets that will change everything. She just knows she needs to survive the next 24 hours. And 24 hours feels impossible right now. Why would a powerful man go to war over a stranger with an umbrella? Comment what you think his real motives are. Ariel's foot catches on uneven pavement. She doesn't fall, but the stumble costs her 3 seconds. Her suitcase crashes behind her. The broken wheel has scraping concrete. Too loud, too obvious. She glances back. 2 men in dark jackets round the corner. Not running, walking, steady. Like they know exactly where she's going. Her heart slams against her ribs. The umbrella is still clutched in her left hand. Black, expensive. She should have ditched it hours ago, but it's the only thing she owns that feels solid. Real, like proof she didn't imagine last night. She cuts left into an alley. Trash bags piled against brick walls. The smell of rotting food and stale beer hits her face. Her shoes splash through something she doesn't want to identify. The alley opens onto a busy street. Crowds. She needs crowds. Ariel shoves herself into the flow of morning commuters. Businessmen in suits. Students with backpacks. Everyone moving fast. Eyes on phones. Nobody looking at her. Except the 2 men are still following. Closer now. Her phone buzzes. Another notification. Another share. The video is at 93,000 views. Comments in 3 languages, all saying the same thing. Find her, report her, make her leave. Someone bumps her shoulder, hard. She spins. A woman, middle-aged, Korean. The woman's eyes go wide, recognition flashing across her face. You're the one from the video, the woman says in broken English. Ariel's throat closes. I didn't do anything. You should go home. The woman's voice isn't cruel, just tired. Korea doesn't want trouble. The woman walks away. Ariel stands frozen in the middle of the sidewalk. People stream past her like water around a rock. Nobody stops. Nobody helps. Her phone rings. Unknown number. Again. She answers, heavy breathing. Then a voice. Director Kwon's voice. She recognizes it from last night. I can see you, he says in English. Blue shirt, black umbrella, standing outside the GS25 convenience store. Ariel's blood turns to ice. She looks around, frantically, searching rooftops, windows, doorways. Where is he? You took something that belongs to me, Kwon continues. That umbrella, very expensive. The owner wants it back. Her fingers tighten around the handle. I'll return it. Too late. You're already tagged, already marked. Immigration will visit you soon, unless… Silence. Ariel's voice shakes. Unless what? Unless you come back. Apologize properly. Show respect. The way he says respect makes her skin crawl. No. Kwon laughs, soft, satisfied. Then enjoy your last day in Korea. The line goes dead. Ariel looks down at the umbrella, turns it over in her hands. Something feels wrong. The weight, the balance. She runs her fingers along the wooden handle. Smooth. Polished. Except for one spot near the bottom. Slightly raised, like something was inserted and sealed over. Her stomach drops. He's been tracking her. This whole time. Every step. Every hiding place. Every moment she thought she was safe. The two men in dark jackets are 10 feet away now, moving through the crowd, eyes locked on her. Ariel throws the umbrella into a trash can and runs. She doesn't know where she's going, just away. Away from the men, away from the umbrella, away from everything. She turns a corner, another alley, this one narrower, darker, dead end, brick wall, 10 feet high, no doors, no exits. Footsteps echo behind her. She spins. The two men block the alley entrance, backlit by morning sun, faces in shadow. One of them speaks Korean, the other translates. Director Kwon says hello. Ariel's back hits the wall. Nowhere left to run. Her hands curl into fists. If they want to hurt her, she's not going down quiet. The first man steps forward, then stops. Something changes in his expression. Fear, sudden, sharp. He's looking past her, at something, someone. A voice cuts through the alley, cold, controlled, speaking Korean. The two men freeze, then step back, fast. Ariel doesn't turn around, can't move, can't breathe. The voice speaks again, quieter this time, deadly quiet. The men run, actually run, disappearing around the corner like ghosts. Silence fills the alley, then footsteps, behind her, close. You threw away my umbrella, the voice says in English. Ariel finally turns. Park Seo-jin stands 5 feet away, same charcoal coat, same sharp face. But his eyes are different now, darker, harder. It had a tracker, she whispers. I know. Her mind races. You knew? This whole time? He doesn't answer, just watches her, studies her, like he's deciding something. Director Kwon is tracking you, he finally says, spreading lies, destroying your reputation. He won't stop until you're gone. I know that. Her voice cracks. I'm trying to disappear. You can't, not from him. Then what am I supposed to do? The question comes out broken, desperate. Seo-jin steps closer, close enough she can see the exact moment his expression shifts, from cold to something else, something she can't name. You let me handle it. I don't even know you. Yes, you do. His voice drops. You knew enough to take my umbrella, enough to trust me in the rain. That doesn't change because the sun came up. Ariel's chest tightens. She wants to argue, wants to run, wants to do anything except stand here, feeling like her life just got yanked out of her control. I don't need saving, she says. Good. Seo-jin's eyes hold hers. Because I'm not offering to save you. I'm offering to remove the problem. There's a difference. Before she can respond, his phone buzzes. He glances at it. Something flashes across his face. Anger. Pure. Controlled. What? Ariel asks. He shows her the screen. Another post. Another lie. This one has her apartment address from 3 months ago, before she got evicted, before everything fell apart. The comments are organizing, planning, talking about showing up, making sure she leaves. They're coming for you, Seo-jin says. Not online, in person, tonight. How far would you go to protect a stranger? Drop your answer below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss stories that inspire hope and courage. Share your thoughts in the comments and help us spread these powerful stories to others who need them. Ariel's hands won't stop shaking. She's sitting in the back of a car that cost more than every apartment she's ever lived in combined. Leather seats, tinted windows, complete silence except for the hum of the engine. Seojin sits beside her, not touching, not speaking, just present, like a wall between her and the world outside. Her phone keeps buzzing. She turned off notifications, but the vibrations keep coming. Steady, relentless, like a heartbeat that won't quit. The driver, middle-aged professional, doesn't ask questions, pulls up to a building she's never seen before. Glass, steel, the kind of place that doesn't have directories because everyone who belongs there already knows where they're going. "This isn't a hotel," Ariel says. "No," Seojin replies. "It's safer." "Safer than what?" He doesn't answer, just opens his door, steps out, waits. Ariel follows because she doesn't know what else to do. Her suitcase is still somewhere in Gangnam. Broken, abandoned, everything she owns reduced to the clothes on her back and a phone full of hate. The elevator ride is silent. 43 floors up. Her ears pop. The numbers climb. Her anxiety climbs with them. They stop at the top floor. The doors open directly into an apartment. Not a hallway, not a lobby. Just straight into a space that's bigger than anywhere she's lived in 5 years. Floor-to-ceiling windows, view of Seoul spreading out like a map. Furniture that looks like art. Everything clean, minimal, expensive. "This is yours?" she asks. "One of them." She turns to face him. "Who are you?" "Really?" Seojin's expression doesn't change. "Someone who doesn't like bullies." That's not an answer. It's the only one you need right now. Her frustration spikes, hot, sharp. "You put me in a car, brought me to your apartment. I don't even know your full name. For all I know, you're worse than Kwon." Something flickers in his eyes. Hurt, maybe, or respect, hard to tell. "Park Seojin," he says. "I own security firms, import businesses, real estate. Some of it legal, some of it questionable. None of it hurts people who don't deserve it." The honesty catches her off guard. And Director Kwon deserves it? Yes. The single word carries weight. Final. Absolute. Ariel walks to the window, looks down at the city. From up here, everything looks small, manageable, like problems are just details that can be erased. "I didn't ask for your help," she says quietly. "No. You asked for 7 more days. You asked for basic human decency. You got neither." She closes her eyes. The memory of last night burns. The gate, the rain, the smile on Kwon's face. "So what happens now?" she asks. "Now you wait. I handle Kwon. You stay here until it's safe." "And if I don't want to wait?" Seojin moves closer. She hears his footsteps, feels his presence behind her. Not threatening, just solid. "Then you walk out that door and deal with it yourself. Immigration. The mob's organizing online. The men Kwon hired to make sure you disappear quietly. Your choice." Ariel's jaw tightens. She hates this. Hates feeling trapped. Hates owing anyone anything. But she's not stupid. "How long?" she asks. 2 days, maybe 3. "And what are you going to do to him?" Seojin's reflection appears in the window beside hers. "What needs to be done?" Before she can respond, his phone rings. He answers in Korean, short, clipped angry. When he hangs up, his expression is darker. "What?" Ariel asks. "Kwon knows you're missing. He's telling people I kidnapped you, adding it to the narrative." Her stomach drops. He's making it worse. He's getting desperate. Desperate men make mistakes. Or they get dangerous. Let them. The confidence in his voice should be reassuring. Instead, it's terrifying. Because confidence like that comes from experience, from doing things that can't be undone. Seojin heads toward the door, stops, looks back at her. There's food in the kitchen, clothes in the guest room, security codes on the table. Don't leave. Don't answer calls from numbers you don't recognize, and don't trust anyone who knocks on that door except me. When will you be back? When it's done. He leaves. The door clicks shut. Electronic locks engage, multiple bolts sliding into place. Ariel stands alone in an apartment worth millions. Protected. Isolated. Safe. But safety feels like another kind of cage. She walks through the space, opens cabinets, checks windows. Everything is designed to keep people out, or keep people in. Hard to tell the difference. In the guest room, she finds clothes, women's clothes, her size, tags still attached, like he knew she was coming, like he prepared. That thought sends ice through her veins. How long has he been watching? Her phone buzzes. A notification breaks through her disabled settings. Emergency alert. She opens it. A news article. Korean. But the photo is clear enough. Director Kwon giving an interview. Tears in his eyes. Pointing at a picture of Ariel. The headline translates to, "Victim speaks. Foreign woman threatened my life." Her hands start shaking again. He's not just destroying her reputation. He's making himself the victim, rewriting the story, turning her into the villain. And people are believing it. The comment section is growing. Thousands of people, all agreeing, all calling for justice, all convinced she's dangerous. Ariel sinks onto the bed. Expensive sheets, soft pillows, everything comfortable except the crushing weight in her chest. She came to Korea with dreams, teaching English, learning the language, building a life that felt like hers. Now she's trapped in a stranger's apartment while her name gets dragged through every dark corner of the internet. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. Then sees the country code. United States. She picks up. Ariel knocks. A woman's voice. Professional. Clipped. Yes? This is the American Embassy in Seoul. We've received concerning reports about your status in Korea. We need you to come in for an interview immediately. Her throat closes. What kind of reports? We can discuss that in person. Can you come in today? I don't know where I am right now. Silence on the other end. Then, are you being held against your will? No, how does she explain this? It's complicated. Ms. Knox, if you're in danger, we can help, but you need to come to the embassy. Today, before your visa situation becomes more complicated. The line goes dead. Ariel stares at her phone. The embassy. Official. Legal. Safe. Or a trap. She doesn't know anymore. Can't trust her own judgment. Everything feels like quicksand. The apartment's intercom buzzes. A voice crackles through. Building security. Ms. Knox, there are reporters in the lobby. They're asking for you. Should we send them away? Reporters. All ready. Kwon works fast. Yes, she says. Send them away. Understood. Also, a package was delivered for you. Should we bring it up? She didn't order anything. Didn't give this address to anyone. Who's it from? No return address. Just your name. Every instinct screams danger. Leave it at the desk, she says. She hangs up, walks back to the window, looks down, 43 floors, sees news vans pulling up, cameras, people with microphones, all hunting for her. Her phone buzzes, a text from a blocked number. You can't hide forever. I know. Where you are? I know who's protecting you, and soon everyone else will too. Enjoy your last hours of freedom. Below the text, a photo. Taken 10 minutes ago. Her standing at this exact window. Shot from another building. Zoomed in. Crystal clear. Kwon still watching, still tracking, still hunting. And now he knows exactly where she is. Would you trust a stranger's protection or face the danger alone? Comment below and subscribe so you don't miss what happens when everything explodes. Turn on notifications and share your thoughts to inspire others facing impossible choices. The door slams open. Seojin walks in like a storm, face dark, jaw locked, eyes burning with something close to rage. Ariel jumps up from the couch. What happened? He doesn't answer, just moves to the window, looks down at the street, at the news vans, at the growing crowd of people who showed up because the internet told them to. You need to leave, he says. Now. What? You just told me to stay. That was before Kwon went public, before he named this building, before he made you the story. Ariel's chest tightens. He knows I'm here? He's guessing. But his guesses are good enough. Seojin turns to face her. There are two ways this ends. You run and keep running until you're out of the country. Or you fight back. Fight back how? I'm one person. He has the entire internet convinced I'm a criminal. Then we give them a better story. What story? The truth? Nobody cares about truth when the lie is more interesting. Seojin steps closer, close enough she has to tilt her head back to meet his eyes. You're right, he says. The truth isn't enough. So we make him the villain he actually is. You can't just destroy someone because you don't like them. I can when they destroy innocent people first. The words hang between them. Heavy. Dangerous. Ariel shakes her head. I didn't ask for a war. No. You asked for 7 more days. You asked for basic human dignity. He decided. War was easier. Seojin's voice drops, gets quieter, more controlled. I've seen men like Kwon my entire life. They hurt people because they can, because nobody stops them. I'm stopping him. Why? The question bursts out before she can stop it. Why do you care? You don't know me. I'm nobody to you. Something shifts in his expression. The hardness cracks. Just for a second. Just enough. You looked at me like I was human, he says. In the rain, when you had nothing. You still saw me as a person, not a wallet, not a weapon, just someone who stopped to help. Ariel's throat tightens. That's not enough reason to go to war. It is for me. The honesty in his voice hits harder than any threat could. Her phone buzzes. She glances at it. Another text, another blocked number. You have 2 hours. Turn yourself into immigration or we come get you ourselves. Below it, a photo. Her parents' house. In Atlanta. Taken yesterday. Her blood turns to ice. He threatened my family. Seojin takes the phone, reads the message. His expression goes completely still. The kind of still that comes before violence. Pack, he says. What? Pack. We're leaving. Not running. Leaving on our terms. Where? Somewhere Kwon can't touch you. Somewhere we control the narrative. Ariel's mind races. You're talking about hiding. I'm talking about strategy. You can't fight a battle when you're surrounded. We regroup. We gather evidence. We turn his attack into his confession. How? Seojin pulls out his phone, shows her a video. Director Kwon, drunk, at a bar, bragging to friends about handling foreign women, describing exactly what he does, what he threatens, how he gets away with it. You recorded him? Ariel asks. No, he recorded himself. Posted it in a private group. My people found it. Private groups aren't public evidence. They are when the group has 1,200 members and half of them work in government positions. Ariel stares at the video, watches Kwon, laugh. Watches him describe threats that match exactly what he did to her. Watches him name other women, other victims, other lives he destroyed. This could end him, she whispers. It will end him. But only if you're alive and free to testify when it matters. Her hands shake, not from fear now, from something else, something that feels like power returning. What do I need to do? Seojin meets her eyes. Trust me, completely. For 48 hours. After that, you can walk away and never see me again. But right now, I need you to trust that I know how to win wars. Every instinct tells her to run, to handle this herself, to not owe anyone anything, but she's tired. Bone tired, soul tired, tired of fighting battles designed to make her lose. 48 hours, she says. Then I make my own choices. Deal. He makes a call, speaks rapid Korean, hangs up, looks at her. Car leaves in 5 minutes, bring nothing traceable, phone stays here. I need my phone. Your phone is how. He tracked you, how he knew your family's address, how he knows everything. Seojin pulls out a different phone. New. Sealed. Use this. Encrypted. Untraceable. Only 2 numbers programmed. Mine and emergency services. Ariel takes it. Feels the weight. Feels the reality settling in. She's about to disappear. About to let a man she barely knows take control of her life. About to trust someone who admits he operates outside the law. But what choice does she have? Kwon has the internet, has the government, has the mob. Seojin has resources she can't imagine, connections she doesn't understand, and a determination that feels absolute. 5 minutes, he says again, then leaves the room. Ariel looks around the apartment. Expensive, beautiful, temporary. Everything in her life feels temporary now. She grabs the new phone, walks to the guest room, changes into the clothes Seojin provided. Dark jeans, black jacket, running shoes. Clothes designed for moving fast. In the mirror, she barely recognizes herself. 3 days ago, she was teaching English to middle schoolers, planning weekend trips to Busan. Dreaming about extending her visa, now she's fleeing her own life. The intercom buzzes. Security again. Ms. Knox, the crowd is getting aggressive. Police are on the way. You should leave through the service exit. Now. Seojin appears in the doorway. Ready? No, she's not ready. Will never be ready for this. But she nods anyway. They take the service elevator. Down, down, down. 43 floors feeling like falling. The doors open to an underground garage. A car waits. Different from before. Unmarked. Windows so dark she can't see inside. The driver opens the door. Seojin gestures for her to get in. She hesitates. 1 second. One final moment to change her mind. Then she steps inside. The door closes. Locks engage. The car moves. Up the ramp. Into daylight. Past the news vans. Past the crowd. Past the reporters shouting questions at shadows. Nobody sees her. Leave. Nobody knows she's gone. Just like nobody saw her arrive in Korea 2 years ago. Full of hope. Full of dreams. Now she's leaving the same way. Invisible. Erased. Except this time she's not alone. Seojin sits beside her. Silent. Watchful. Waiting. And somewhere behind them, Director Kwon is about to discover that the woman he tried to destroy just became untouchable. What would you sacrifice to take back your power? Drop your answer below, subscribe so you never miss these powerful stories, and turn on notifications. Share your thoughts and let's build a community that stands up for those who can't stand alone. The safe house is nothing like Seojin's apartment. No glass, no views, just concrete walls and reinforced doors in a neighborhood that doesn't ask questions. Ariel sits at a table that's seen better years. The chair wobbles. The light overhead flickers. Everything here is designed to be forgotten. Seojin's security chief, a woman named Minseo with sharp eyes and sharper instincts, spreads photos across the table. Director Kwon, his associates, his properties, his entire life mapped out like a battle plan. He owns 6 buildings, Minseo says in perfect English. 4 are legal, 2 aren't. He uses them to house foreign workers. Mostly women. Keeps their passports, threatens deportation if they don't cooperate. Ariel's stomach turns. How many women? Currently? 17. Over the past 5 years, we've tracked 43. And nobody stopped him? Minseo's expression hardens. People tried. They disappeared. Deported. Discredited. One ended up in a hospital claiming she fell downstairs. She didn't fall. Seojin says. Statement, not question. No. Ariel stares at the photos, at Kwan's smiling face in every picture. The same smile he gave her, the same cold, satisfied smile. "He's done this before," she whispers. "I'm just another name on his list." "You're the one who fought back," Seojin says. "That makes you different." "I didn't fight back. I just said no." "Same thing." Is it though? Ariel doesn't know anymore. The line between survival and resistance feels blurred, like maybe they were always the same thing, and she just never had the language for it. Minseo pulls out a laptop, opens files, video footage, audio recordings, years of evidence compiled piece by piece. "We have enough to destroy him," she says. "Legally, publicly, completely. But it requires you to go public, on camera, tell your story, attach your face to the accusation." Ariel's chest tightens. "If I do that, I'll never be anonymous again." "You're already not anonymous. Kwan made sure of that. But right now, I'm a victim, a story people will forget. If I go public with accusations, I become a target forever." "Or you become a voice," Seojin says quietly, "for the 43 women who couldn't speak, for the 17 who are still trapped, for everyone who comes after." The weight of those words settles on her shoulders. Heavy, crushing. She didn't ask for this, didn't want to be a symbol, didn't want her pain to become public property. But maybe that's how change happens. Not through people who asked for the fight, through people who had no choice but to fight back. "What happens if I say yes?" she asks. Minseo leans forward. "We release everything. The video of Kwan bragging, the financial records showing payoffs to immigration officials, the testimonies from other women, and your story, the catalyst that brought it all down. And if I say no, we release everything except your story. Kwan still falls, but the narrative is less personal, less powerful, easier for people to ignore." Ariel looks at Seojin. He's watching her, not pushing, not demanding, just waiting. "What do you think I should do?" she asks him. "I think you should do whatever lets you sleep at night." That's not an answer. It's the only answer that matters. She stands, walks to the small window, looks out at the street. Normal. People living normal lives, going to work, buying groceries, existing without their faces plastered across hate forums. She wants that, wants normal, wants to disappear into a life that doesn't require courage every single day. But she thinks about the 17 women still trapped in Kwan's buildings, still afraid, still silent. She thinks about the woman who fell down the stairs. She thinks about every person who tried to speak up and got erased. And she realizes something. She's not special, not stronger, not braver. She's just alive, still here, still standing. And maybe that's enough. "I'll do it," she says, "but on my terms." Seojin's expression doesn't change, but something flickers in his eyes. Respect. "Name them." "I tell my story my way. No script, no coaching. Just the truth. And I want protection for the other women. Real protection, not just legal promises. Done. And when this is over, I want my life back. My privacy. My ability to walk down the street without being recognized." Minseo shakes her head. "That's not realistic. Once you're public, then make it realistic. You have resources, connections. Use them." Seojin nods slowly. "We can relocate you. New identity if needed. Different city. Different country if you want. I don't want to run. I want to stay. I want to rebuild. Here, in Korea, on my terms." The room goes quiet. "That's the hardest option," Minseo says. "People don't forget. Then they'll learn to." Ariel turns to face them both. "I came here to build a life. Kwan tried to destroy that. I'm not letting him win by running away." Seojin stands, walks over to her, stops 3 feet away. Professional distance. "You're sure about this?" he asks. "No, but I'm doing it anyway." Something changes in his expression. The walls he keeps up crack just slightly, enough to show what's underneath. Admiration, real, honest. Okay, he says. Then we do this right. Full protection, full support, until you're safe enough to stand on your own. How long will that take? As long as it takes. They spend the next 6 hours preparing. Min Seo walks her through every question reporters will ask, every trap Kwan's lawyers will set, every way the story can get twisted. Ariel practices her statement, over and over, until the words feel natural, until her voice doesn't shake, until she can look at the camera and speak without breaking. By midnight, she's exhausted, mind numb, voice hoarse. Seojin appears with food, real food, not convenience store rice balls, actual soup, homemade. You cook? She asks. Min Seo cooks. I just heat things up. They eat in silence, the kind of silence that feels comfortable instead of awkward, like they've known each other longer than 3 days, like trauma speeds up connection in ways normal life never could. Can I ask you something? Ariel says. Yes. Why do you do this? The security firms, the questionable businesses. You clearly have money. You could do anything. Why choose this? Seojin sets down his spoon, thinks for a moment. Because 15 years ago someone helped me when they didn't have to. Gave me protection when I had nothing. Taught me that power isn't about control. It's about deciding who you protect and who you don't. And you protect people like me? I protect people who deserve it. How do you decide who deserves it? He meets her eyes. I watch how they handle being powerless. You could have begged Kwan, could have played his game. Instead, you said no, even knowing what it would cost. That was just survival. No. Survival is doing whatever it takes. Dignity is choosing what you won't do even when it costs you everything. The words hit deeper than she expected. Because he's right, she could have cooperated, could have compromised, could have traded pieces of herself for safety. She chose poverty instead, chose uncertainty, chose the harder path, and somehow that choice led her here, to a man who sees strength in refusal, who built an empire protecting people the world forgot. Thank you, she says quietly, for seeing that. Don't thank me yet. Tomorrow gets ugly. How ugly? Kwan will fight back. Will claim you're lying. Will drag up every mistake you've ever made. Will turn you into a villain to save himself. So why do it? Because after the ugliness comes truth, and truth is the only thing that lasts. Ariel hopes he's right, hopes that speaking up matters, hopes that courage is enough. But hope feels fragile right now, like glass that could shatter any second. She finishes her soup, stands, looks at Seojin. I'm scared, she admits. Good. Fear means you understand what's at stake. Does it get easier? No, you just get stronger. She nods, walks to the small bedroom Min Seo set up, lies down on the narrow bed, stares at the ceiling. Tomorrow she stops being invisible. Tomorrow she becomes the story. Tomorrow everything changes, and somewhere across Seoul Director Kwan is sleeping peacefully. Convinced he won, convinced she's running, convinced he's untouchable, he has no idea what's coming. Would you stand up knowing it cost you everything? Share your truth below, subscribe to never miss stories of courage, and turn on notifications. Your thoughts inspire others facing their own impossible battles. Let's build something bigger than fear together. The press conference room is packed, cameras everywhere, lights hot enough to make sweat bead on Ariel's forehead, reporters lined up like sharks smelling blood. She sits at a table, microphone in front of her, Min Seo on her left, a lawyer she just met on her right. Seojin stands in the back, watching, silent. Her hands shake under the table where cameras can't see. The lawyer clears his throat, begins reading a prepared statement. Legal language, formal, safe. Ariel stops listening, focuses on breathing. In, out, in, out. Then she sees him, Director Kwan, standing in the doorway, smiling. That same yellow-toothed smile. Like he's already won, like this is entertainment. Something breaks inside her chest. Not fear, rage, pure, clean, burning. She leans forward, cuts off the lawyer mid-sentence. My name is Ariel Knox, she says, voice steady, clear. And Director Kwon Myung-ho tried to destroy my life because I said no to him. The room goes silent. Every camera swings toward her. The lawyer touches her arm. Ms. Knox, we discussed. She pulls away, keeps talking. He locked me out of my apartment in the rain, threatened me, tracked me, spread lies about me online, posted my photo on hate forums, sent people to my family's house, all because I refused to do what he wanted. Kwon's smile fades, just slightly. He's done this to 43 other women. 17 are still trapped in buildings he controls. They're afraid to speak because they've seen what happens when you cross him. Reporters start shouting questions, hands raised, voices overlapping. Kwon steps forward, phone out, recording. This woman is lying, he says in English, loud enough for everyone to hear. She owes me money. She's illegal. She seduced men for citizenship. I have proof. Then show it, Ariel says. He fumbles with his phone, pulls up screenshots, messages he claims are from her, offering services, asking for money. Except the number isn't hers. The photos are edited. The timestamps don't match. Minseo stands, projects a different image onto the screen behind them, the real metadata, showing exactly when and how Kwon created the fake messages. You fabricated evidence, Minseo says. We have the original files, the editing software history, everything. Kwon's face goes pale, then red. Anger replacing confidence. You can't prove anything, he spits. We can prove everything. Minseo plays the video. The bar. Kwon drunk. Bragging. Describing exactly what he does. How he controls women. How he gets away with it. His own voice fills the room. Foreign women are easy. They're desperate. You just threaten deportation and they do whatever you want. The reporters erupt. Questions flying, cameras flashing, everyone talking at once. Kwon lunges forward, toward the table, toward Ariel, face twisted with rage. You destroyed me, he screams. I gave you a chance. I was being generous. Security moves to intercept, but Seojin is faster, steps between them, doesn't touch Kwon, doesn't have to, just stands there, silent, immovable. Kwon freezes, recognition flashing across his face, real fear replacing the anger. You, Kwon whispers, you're protecting her. Yes. Do you know what she is? What she's done? I know what you've done. That's enough. Kwon's hands shake. He looks around the room, at the cameras, at the reporters, at his life crumbling in real time. This isn't over, he says. I have connections, lawyers, money. You can't touch me. Seojin leans close, whispers something in Korean. Too quiet for the microphones, too quiet for anyone else. Whatever he says makes Kwon's face go white. Kwon stumbles backward, nearly trips, catches himself, points at Ariel one last time. You'll regret this, all of you. He runs, actually runs, out of the room, down the hall, gone. The room erupts again. Questions, demands for interviews, requests for follow-up. But Ariel can't hear any of it. Her ears are ringing, heart pounding, hands still shaking. She did it. She spoke. She fought back. And for the first time in 3 days she feels like herself again. Minseo fields questions. The lawyer handles legal threats. Seojin stays in the back, watching, making sure nobody gets too close. After 20 minutes they escort her out through a side exit, into a waiting car, away from the cameras, away from the chaos. Ariel collapses against the seat, adrenaline draining, leaving her hollow. You did well, Seojin says. I didn't stick to the script. The script was safe. What you did was honest. Honest is better. She laughs, sharp, broken. honest just made me a bigger target. Good targets are harder to ignore. Her phone buzzes, the encrypted one, a message from a number she doesn't recognize. Thank you for speaking. I was one of the 17. I'm free now because of you. Then another message. Different number. I'm number 22. He told me I was alone. I'm not anymore. Then another, and another, and another. Women she's never met. Lives she saved without knowing their names. Tears burn behind her eyes. She blinks them back, barely. They're coming forward, she whispers, because you showed them it was possible. The car pulls away from the building, heading somewhere safe, somewhere Kwan can't reach. But across the city, in a building Ariel has never seen, Director Kwan is making a phone call. To someone dangerous, someone who doesn't care about evidence or truth or justice, someone who only cares about making problems disappear. And Ariel just became a problem. When courage costs everything, is it still worth it? Drop your answer below, subscribe so you never miss what happens next, and turn on notifications. Share your story in the comments. Your voice might be the one someone else needs to hear. Glass explodes inward, sharp, sudden, everywhere at once. Ariel hits the floor, hands over her head, heart slamming against her ribs, mind trying to catch up with what just happened. Gunshots. Those were gunshots. The safe house isn't safe anymore. Seojin moves like violence is a language he's fluent in, grabs her arm, drags her toward the back room, away from windows, away from the street. Stay down, he says. Not a request, a command. More shots. Closer now, splintering wood, punching holes through walls. Minseo appears, gun drawn, face calm, like this is routine. 3 shooters, she says in Korean, then switches to English. Maybe 4. They're not trying to scare us. They're trying to end this. Ariel's hands won't stop shaking. Kwan sent them. Kwan paid for them. There's a difference. The distinction feels meaningless when bullets are tearing through the building. Seojin's phone rings. He answers. Listens. His expression goes dark. They hit 2 other locations, he says, looking for you. They don't know which safe house you're in. Yet, Minseo adds. How long until they figure it out? Ariel asks. They already did. That's why they're shooting. Another explosion. Closer. Something heavy slamming into the front door. Once. Twice. 3 times. The door splinters. Gives way. Footsteps. Heavy. Multiple. Moving through the house like they own it. Seojin pulls out a gun. Black. Efficient. No hesitation. Ariel stares at it. At him. At the man who gave her an umbrella in the rain, now holding a weapon like it's part of his hand. You're really not just a businessman, she whispers. No, he says. I'm worse. A man rounds the corner. Masked. Armed. Sees them. Seojin fires first. Single shot. Center mass. The man drops. Ariel's ears ring. The smell of gunpowder burns. Her nose. Reality fractures into pieces she can't fit back together. This is happening. This is real. People are dying in a house she's hiding in because she spoke the truth. Minseo moves past her, fluid, professional. Returns fire at shapes moving in the hallway. We need to leave, she says. Now, back exit, 30 seconds. Seojin grabs Ariel's hand, pulls her toward a door she didn't know existed. Hidden, reinforced, leading to stairs that go down, underground. They run. Down, down, down. Into tunnels that smell like concrete and old water. Behind them, more gunfire, shouting, chaos. The tunnel opens into a parking garage 3 buildings away. A car waits, engine running, driver ready. They pile in. The car moves before the doors close. Fast, smooth, like they've practiced this exact escape 100 times. Maybe they have. Ariel sits in the back, breathing hard, hands still shaking, blood on her shirt, not hers, from when Seojin grabbed her, when his hands were still warm, from pulling the trigger. You killed someone, she says, not accusing, just processing. Yes. Does it bother you? He looks at her, really looks, and she sees something in his eyes she didn't expect. Pain. Old pain. Deep pain. Every time, he says quietly. But I do it anyway. Because the alternative is watching good people die. I'm not worth killing for. That's not your choice to make. The car weaves through traffic, taking turns that feel random but aren't, losing anyone who might follow. Ariel's mind races, processing, trying to make sense of a world where speaking the truth gets you shot at, where kindness comes with a body count, where the man protecting you admits he's a killer, and somehow that makes him more honest than everyone else. What did you whisper to Kwon? She asks. At the press conference. What made him run? Seo-jin's jaw tightens. I told him I knew about his daughter, about the private school in Switzerland, about how she doesn't know what her father really does. Ariel's stomach drops. You threatened his family? I threatened his secrets. There's a difference. Is there? He meets her eyes. His daughter is safe, protected. She'll never know I exist. But Kwon knows I could change that. Could show her exactly who her father is. That's worse than any physical threat. That's cruel. Yes. So is trafficking women. So is destroying lives for entertainment. So is sending armed men to kill someone who told the truth. His voice stays calm, controlled, but anger burns underneath. I don't start wars, but I finish them. The car pulls into another garage. Different building, different neighborhood, different safe house that hopefully stays safe longer than the last one. They get out, move quickly, inside. Doors locking behind them, security engaging. This place is bigger, more fortified. Windows covered with steel shutters, walls thick enough to stop bullets. Mincio immediately starts making calls, coordinating, mobilizing, turning defense into offense. Ariel collapses onto a couch, adrenaline draining, leaving her hollow, empty, scared. Seo-jin sits beside her, not touching, just present. I need you to be honest with me, she says. Completely honest. Who are you really? What do you really do? He's quiet for a long moment, deciding something. Then he speaks. I run security for people who can't trust the police. I move money for businesses the government pretends don't exist. I solve problems that have no legal solutions. I've killed 12 people in 15 years. All of them were trying to kill someone else first. All of them deserved it. None of them haunt me less because I was right. The honesty is devastating, complete. No justification, no excuses, just truth. Why tell me this? Ariel asks. Because you asked. Because you deserve to know who's protecting you. Because I'm tired of being a mystery. She studies his face, the sharp angles, the dark eyes, the expression that hides everything, except when it doesn't. Are you a good person? She asks. No. Then what are you? Someone who protects good people. That's as close as I get. Ariel's phone buzzes. The encrypted one, another message. But this one makes her blood freeze. A photo. Her parents, at their house in Atlanta. Unaware they're being photographed, unaware they're being threatened. The text underneath is simple. Stop talking, or they stop breathing. Seo-jin sees it. His expression goes completely still. The kind of still that comes before storms. Kwon just made his last mistake, he says. What would you sacrifice to protect the people you love? Comment below, subscribe to see how this war ends, and turn on notifications. Share this story. Someone needs to know they're not alone in impossible choices. Ariel can't breathe, can't think, can't do anything except stare at the photo of her parents, safe, unaware, targeted. We need to call them, she says. Voice breaking. Warn them. Get them somewhere safe. Seo-jin's already dialing, puts it on speaker. The phone rings. Once, twice, 3 times. Her father answers. Hello? Dad. The word comes out choked. Dad, you need to listen to me. You and Mom need to leave the house. Right now. Don't pack. Don't ask questions. Just get in the car and drive. Silence. Then, Ariel? Baby, what's wrong? What's happening? Someone took a photo of you. Someone dangerous. They're using you to get to me. What? Who? Why would... Please, Dad. Please, just trust me. Get Mom. Get out. Go to Uncle Marcus's place. I'll explain everything later. Please. She hears movement. Her mother's voice in the background. Her father explaining. Panic rising. We're leaving, he says. But Ariel, you need to tell me what's going on. I stood up to someone powerful. He's trying to make me shut up. He's threatening you to control me. Then shut up. If it keeps you safe, just shut up. The words hit like a punch. Because he's right. She could end this. Could disappear. Could let Kwan win. Could save her parents by sacrificing everything else. I can't, she whispers. Why not? Because 17 other women are counting on me. Because if I stop now, he keeps hurting people. Because someone has to say no. Her father's breathing gets heavy. She can hear him thinking, processing, understanding. Your mother and I didn't raise you to back down from bullies, he says finally. We raised you to stand up, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Tears burn down her face. I'm scared. Good. Brave people are always scared. They just don't let fear make decisions. I love you. We love you too, baby. We're leaving now. We'll be safe. You do what you need to do. The line goes dead. Ariel sits there, phone in hand, tears streaming, body shaking. Seojin's hand lands on her shoulder, gentle, careful. They'll be protected, he says. I already have people on the way. Your parents won't be alone. How? How did you know to send people? You, before I even called? Because I know how men like Kwan think. Threaten the family, break the spirit. It's textbook intimidation. Ariel stands, wipes her face. Something shifts inside her chest. Fear turning into something else. Something harder, sharper, fury. I want to go public again, she says. Bigger this time. Not a press conference. Live online, where he can't control the narrative. Minseo looks up from her laptop. That's dangerous. Going live means no protection, no editing. If you say the wrong thing, I won't say the wrong thing. I'll say the truth. All of it. Every detail. Every threat. Every lie he spread. Everything. He'll retaliate harder, Seojin warns. Let him. Let him show the world exactly who he is. Let him prove every word I say by trying to silence me. Minseo and Seojin exchange a look. Some silent conversation happening in the space between them. If we do this, Minseo says, we do it right. Secure location. Multiple camera angles. Live. Backup. We control the tech so we can't shut you down. How fast can you set it up? 2 hours. Do it. The next 2 hours blur. Equipment arriving. Cameras positioned. Lighting tested. Minseo coordinating with platforms. Making sure the stream can't be stopped. Can't be censored. Can't disappear. Ariel sits in front of a camera. Simple background, nothing fancy. Just her. Just truth. Her phone explodes with messages, warnings, threats, people begging her to stop, people threatening to make her stop. She blocks them all, focuses on breathing, on staying steady. Seojin appears beside her, quiet, present. Last chance to change your mind, he says. I'm not changing my mind. Good. Why good? Because the world needs people who don't break, who stand up knowing it'll cost them everything, who choose courage when survival would be easier. I'm not brave. I'm just tired of being afraid. Same thing. Minseo counts down. Live in 3, 2, 1. The camera light turns red. Ariel looks directly into the lens, directly at everyone watching, directly at Kwan wherever he is. My name is Ariel Knox, she says, and I'm done being silent. She tells everything. The rain, the gate, the threats, the tracking, the lies, the violence, the women still trapped, the system that protects men like Kwan because it's easier than believing women like her. She speaks for 20 minutes straight. No script, no lawyer, no filter, just truth. Raw, honest, unbreakable. The viewer count climbs. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. People sharing, commenting, watching. She doesn't read the comments, doesn't check the numbers, just keeps talking. When she finishes, the room is silent. The camera still rolling. The world still watching. Then her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, then does. Director Kwan's voice fills the line, shaking, desperate. "You destroyed me," he says. "Everything I built, everything I am, gone." "You destroyed yourself. I just told people what you did. I'll make you pay. The line cuts off, replaced by sirens, shouting, police breaching his location. Minseo's laptop pings. He's being arrested, real time, multiple charges, immigration fraud, human trafficking, assault. They have enough to hold him indefinitely. Ariel's hands shake, not from fear, from release, from pressure finally breaking, from carrying weight she can finally set down. "It's over," she whispers. "Not yet," Seojin says. "The arrest is just the beginning. Trial, testimony, rebuilding. That takes time. But he can't hurt anyone else. No, he can't hurt anyone else." She closes her eyes. Lets that truth settle. 17 women free. 43 voices heard. One man finally facing consequences. The comments keep rolling. Messages of support. Other women sharing their stories. A movement building in real time. Ariel doesn't feel like a hero. Feels exhausted, hollowed out, empty. But for the first time in days, she also feels safe. Seojin's hand finds hers, squeezes once. Brief, careful. "You did it," he says. "We did it. No, this was you. I just made sure you survived long enough to speak." She looks at him, really looks. Sees past the sharp angles and cold control to something underneath. Someone who protects people, because someone once protected him. Someone who kills to save lives. Someone who's more human than he admits. "Thank you," she says. "Don't thank me yet. Tomorrow you have to figure out what comes next. What comes next? Living. Building. Choosing who you become after surviving." The question settles heavy. Because he's right. She survived. But survival is just the start. Now she has to decide what kind of life she builds from the ruins. If you could start over, what would you build? Share below. Subscribe so you don't miss the final chapter, and turn on notifications. Your story matters. Drop it in the comments and inspire someone who needs hope today. Rain falls on Seoul. Soft, steady. Nothing like the storm that brought them together. Ariel stands outside her cafe, 6 months after everything exploded, 6 months after Kwan's arrest, 6 months after her life became public property and then slowly, carefully, became hers again. The sign above the door reads Afrokorean Seoul in both English and Korean. A cafe celebrating Black and Korean culture. Food, music, art, community. It took everything she had left to open it. Every dollar, every connection, every piece of courage she rebuilt from scratch. But it's hers. Completely, undeniably, hers. The door opens. Minseo appears. Now her business partner. Turns out security expertise translates well to running a small business in a neighborhood that still doesn't quite trust outsiders. First customer just ordered, Minseo says. Jollof rice and kimchi fusion bowl. They're confused but excited. Ariel smiles. Good. Confusion builds character. Inside, the space is warm. Mismatched. Furniture, art from local Black and Korean artists covering the walls, music playing low. A mix of R&B and K-indie that shouldn't work, but does. 3 of the 17 women Kwon trapped work here now, building new lives, learning to trust again, healing in a space designed for exactly that. Footsteps behind her. She doesn't turn around, knows who it is by the weight of his presence. "You're late," she says. "Traffic," Seo-jin replies. "You own half of Gangnam. You don't get stuck in traffic." "Fine, I was working." She finally turns. He's different now, softer somehow, still sharp, still controlled. But the walls aren't as high. The distance isn't as far. He's been dismantling his empire, slowly, quietly, selling off the questionable businesses, keeping only the legitimate ones, turning from someone who protects through fear to someone who protects through actual justice. It's a process, messy, complicated, but he's trying. "Working on what?" she asks, making sure the trial sticks. "Kwon's lawyers are good, but ours are better." The trial starts next month. 17 women testifying. 43 statements. Years of evidence. It should be enough. But in a system designed to protect powerful men, should be and will be are different things. "Are you scared?" Seo-jin asks. "Terrified." "Good. Means you still care." They walk inside together, not touching. Not quite together, but not separate either. Something in between. Something undefined. The cafe fills slowly, regulars, curious newcomers, people who heard the story and wanted to support, people who just wanted good food. Ariel works the counter, takes orders, makes drinks, chats with customers in her improving Korean. Building something ordinary. Something normal. Something that doesn't require courage every single day. At closing time, after the last customer leaves, she sits by the window. Watches rain streak the glass. Thinks about the woman who sat on a sidewalk 6 months ago. Broken. Desperate. Alone. That woman feels like a stranger now. Seo-jin sits beside her, hands her an umbrella. Black. Expensive. New. "What's this?" she asks. "Replacement." "For the one you threw away." She laughs. Takes it. Feels the weight. Checks the handle. No tracking device this time. Just wood and steel and honest protection. "Thank you," she says. "You don't need it anymore. You're not the person who needed umbrellas from strangers." "No, but I'm the person who accepts help from friends." The word lands between them. Friends. Not quite right. Not quite enough. But close enough for now. "The other women asked about you," she says. "Want to know if you'll come to the support group next week." "I'm not good with groups." "You're not good with feelings. Groups just require showing up." He considers, nods slowly. "I'll try." That's all anyone can do. They sit in comfortable silence, rain falling, cafe warm. The world outside moving forward like it always does. Ariel thinks about the title people gave, her story. One small act of kindness exposed the most powerful man in the city. But that's not really what happened. The kindness didn't expose Kwon. Her refusal did. Her courage did. Her decision to speak when silence would have been safer. The kindness just gave her a reason to believe she deserved protection. Deserved dignity. Deserved to take up space in a world designed to make her small. "What are you thinking?" Seo-jin asks. "That you didn't save me." Something flickers across his face. Hurt, maybe. Or understanding. "No," he agrees quietly. "I didn't. I saved myself. You just made sure I survived long enough to do it. Is that enough?" She looks at him. Really looks. Sees the man who stopped in the rain, who declared war over an umbrella, who killed to protect her, who's now trying to figure out who he is when violence isn't the answer. "It's everything," she says. Rain continues falling. Soft. Steady. Washing the city clean. And somewhere in Seoul, 17 women are sleeping without fear for the first time in years. 43 voices have been heard. One man sits in a cell awaiting justice. It's not a perfect ending, Justice never is, but it's real, honest, earned. Ariel stands, locks the cafe door, turns off the lights, holds the umbrella Seojin gave her. Ready? He asks. For what? Whatever comes next. She smiles. Yeah, I think I am. They step out into the rain together, not hiding, not running, just existing, building, becoming. The umbrella keeps them dry, but they don't need it to survive anymore. They choose it because protection offered freely is different than protection demanded. One is control, the other is care. And for the first time in a long time, Ariel Knox knows the difference. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss stories about courage, resilience, and finding strength in impossible moments. Drop a comment about where you're watching from and what this story meant to you. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And together we build something bigger than fear. Turn on notifications because tomorrow brings new stories of hope, transformation, and the power of standing up when everything says, sit down. Thank you for being part of this journey.